Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all know why y'all here. We gotta talk because NELL has gone live, y'all. NELL Fletcher has gone live and was cussing, was beating the brakes off some people in the comments, and we've got to react to the tomfoolery, right? So NELL posted, a little collage of her being at the polo event, right? Where everybody had on, their best hats and dresses and all of the things, right? And, obviously the controversy was the picture of MARTELL, SIDECHICK, and NELL. And, some people felt they looked chummy. They looked like they've known each other. They've been friends forever and blah, blah, blah. You know how it goes, right? Well, apparently NELL has been in a bubble. These past couple of weeks or something. She's been in a complete bubble and has had no idea that this sent a YouTube and the internet ablaze. Apparently, she has been in bliss with Chris Fletcher and all the things and completely clueless as to all of this going on. Even though you recently saw Mel because of the filming of the reunion, so like we got to talk about it, right? So now basically she's distracted at first because she is like reading through the comments instead of just getting to the point. And then also I wanted to shout out her hair because her hair looks better than the wigs that she's getting at the swap meet, you guys. Oh my gosh. Why don't you just wear your natural hair? And you're up here saying that you don't want to, spend hours on end in a wig. And I don't understand why, it's wig or bust. You can get sew-ins, you can get falls, you can get clip-in extensions, you can get micro links, you can get all different types of, ways to add volume to your hair or add length to your hair or other protective styles to your hair. You can get crochets, you could get braids, you can get other things. Why does it always have to be wig or bust? So there was that. You can even get a full head sew-in, right? But anyways, NELL said essentially that this was all a setup by MARTELL and MARTELL's PR people. So now we see what the situation at hand is, right? So NELL is saying, listen, she was already having a good time. She said Chris was invited, by Miguel Wilson to be a model. So she was there to support her husband, right? And so she's getting chummy with some people that are there. Some people, I don't know if these are people she already knows or if these are people who are fans of the show that recognized her, that wanted pictures with her or whatever, but she was having a good conversation. And then she says, out of nowhere, MARTELL appears, MARTELL SIDECHICK appears, and some PR woman appears, right? Ready to flash the cameras, ready to take pictures and try to have, as NELL says, quote, a TMZ moment, right? So nonetheless, NELL is saying that she didn't know MARTELL SIDECHICK and that she never met her and all this stuff. And I guess MARTELL introduced her, whatever. And he was like, well, you've probably never met, my side chick, right? And NELL's like, no, I've never met your side chick, right? And so she's saying that's where the handshake came in. But she said MARTELL's PR person was trying to get NELL and the side chick to take a picture with each other side by side. And NELL said, absolutely not. And then there was an exchange where essentially, NELL was like, do you know who I am? And the side chick was like, of course I know who you are. And so she was like, well, then I'm not going to take no picture with you. So, but where NELL is pissed is because she feels like already after this being a setup to try to get them to take a photo together, NELL felt that she was already caught off guard, but at the same token, she was already still in a good mood from a previous conversation that basically MARTELL, his PR, and his side chick had interrupted but then made the point to say, look back at that picture, look at Martell, who is turned away to make it look like, you know, I'm the op, I'm anti-Mel all of a sudden, I'm getting chummy with his baby mama, right? Like another narrative to push, another false narrative to push, and all these things. And so she is hot, she is pissed at Martell, and she's like, she doesn't care about the relationship that Martell and Chris have, but, you know, she is pissed with Martell, and she'll tell him to his face, she'll tell him on the live, and all of these things, because she doesn't like being set up like that, and she doesn't like things to be pushed and all these things. And then she also talked about as well, because she said that it sounded like she had a printout of the comments, and said that it took 18 comments to where she realized how bad it was for her and had to get online. I don't understand the logic. The logics are not logicking. But anyways, then wanted to clarify that she has never been a side chick, you guys. And, you know, wanted to clarify that Chris Fletcher did not leave Nell, that Nell left Chris for 2 years. Wanted to make that clear. Also wanted to talk about extensively how she has mentored both Martell and Mel, and basically wanted to say it doesn't matter what the current status of her friendship is with Mel, that she's never going to tell Mel's business, and also said that, you know, it sounded like Mel obviously was upset when she saw these photos, and basically Nell felt a certain type of way and wanted to make things right. So that was kind of the gist of it. So here's my thing, right? And then there was commentary on the Melometers, right? At first, it was all well and good, you know, it was all complimentary, and then she went into the whole Melometers do too much, some go too far, and then towards the end, it was like, oh, I understand why the Melometers go hard in the paint, you know, I would feel a certain way too, if I see that or whatever. And then she read a comment that somebody said that they were rocking with her, or that they used to rock with her, but until they saw the picture of Nell and, you know, the side chick, and then Nell said, you know, well, then that means you weren't really rocking with me, right? That you were only rocking with me as it pertained to X, Y, and Z. But Nell said, listen, she said she's in her 50s, she's living her best life, she is not about to be here in the foolishness. And then, did she confirm that Love and Marriage Huntsville is renewed? That we are getting a season 9? Because somebody asked in the comments if Nell was filming. And then Nell wanted to make it a point to say that people were saying that she was fired from the show, that Nell had her fired, or that Mel had her fired, and all of these things. And Nell said they're done filming, which we know obviously because they just filmed the reunion. But she said that filming resumes January 1st, you guys. So why would the show be resuming filming if we allegedly just wrapped up the show and wrapped up the episodes and wrapped up the reunion, you know, just this month? So that'll be interesting. Although an official announcement has not happened yet regarding the future of the show, unless in January it is going to be part C of season 8, which would not surprise me at all. Because that is how bad this show is being dragged out for everybody, right? And I'm sure somebody also said in the comments that maybe Martell did this for a storyline. So maybe Martell is going to utilize this as a storyline to, again, add to the narrative that people really aren't rocking with Mel like that. That people really aren't Mel's friend if they can be chummy with Martell's side chick. And we already know that Destiny is cool with Martell's side chick. We already know Stormy's relationship with Martell's side chick and all of the things, you guys. So, what are my thoughts? What do I think of this, all of this foolishness? Here's the thing. When it's all said and done, you know, like I said, if you can't handle the heat, you know, why are we on reality TV, you guys? Why are we on reality TV? You know, you have to understand at this point, everybody, one way or the other, right or wrong, they're going to get whacked. They're going to get whacked. They're going to get dragged. And you have to have thick skin, and you have to have the wherewithal to know when to shut up and when to come out and defend yourself, and all of the things. I think this cast does not know discernment whatsoever. They do not know when it is appropriate to shut up or when it's appropriate to come out the bushes. But I do believe, obviously, there was something that was had to increase their social media presence since the show is coming back. And it's very calculated, it's very poignant, right? Because we had first the Martell stuff with Tasha K. And then we had the Ken, Trisha, and, Marquez nonsense. And then prior to the Tasha K thing, we had the Sunny crash out over Moses. And now we got NELL. Right? So who's going to come out next? The Scotts? Are they going to have a scandal too? Are they going to have something scandalous that they're going to come out and say and do? Please, I hope not. I find it interesting that NELL said that she does not tell people's business, but she is, forgetting in that scene with Stormy, they were extensively discussing Martell's arrest. And NELL made it a point to say right off the rip that she hadn't spoke to Mel about the situation, but wanted to go in conversation in detail with Stormy and with Martell and others that she did not want to see a black man behind bars, and she did not want to see a black man go to jail, regardless of the situation. So, nonetheless, that would indicate that you were still Team Martell when it was all said and done, even though you knew the past few years has been HELL for Mel and how she has been treated since this divorce. So, I don't know. I just feel like, NELL has a right, obviously, to defend herself. She also has the right not to say anything at all if she didn't want to. But here's my thing. We got to keep it a buck that you have been two-faced. You have been messy. Now, if you want to own that and continue your friendship with Mel, fine. But there has been some reckless things that you have said, some questionable things that you've said, especially in interviews, as it pertains to Mel. And if you're such a good friend and if you're quote-unquote an auntie to her, why would you make such comments? It's one thing about holding each other accountable and keeping it real with one another. It's another just flat out insulting your so-called friend in interviews and expecting that same friend to pick up the phone later. No. How are you going to drag me, insult me, and call me names and all these things and say that I'm bitter and I'm miserable and all these things and that I'm stubborn and that, me and Martell like to get into it just the same and all these things? No. That was the wrong move now. That was not the right thing to do. So, but yeah, that was essentially the gist of it all. She apparently wanted to get off her chest really bad, her real thoughts of what happened and that this was all a big setup by Martell. Now, here's the thing. At this point, I could care less. I mean, at this point, you've known Martell for how long? You've seen on the blogs, you've seen on the show how Martell has treated Mel. So how can you sit here and not expect Martell not to try some foolery with you? And it's so obvious that Martell now, and that's why I didn't buy him bringing out this mistress. I knew it was all calculated. And of course you have a PR person with you now to do photo ops to make it seem like you're a good guy and to make it seem like the people are accepting of your side chick because you have not found anybody better, i.e. you haven't found Mel, you haven't been able to get Mel to take you back, and you haven't been able to find a Mel replacement. So the side chick in public for now and at limited capacities will do. No. You guys both look like clowns. You guys both look foolish. But no, we got to keep it a buck that there has been some things that you have not been as forthcoming on or that you've been messy on as it pertains to Mel. Maybe not to do so much with the side chick, but there's definitely been instances where you did not seem like you truly had Mel's back. Which is why people were always iffy on you just because of some of the comments and things that you would make in these interviews. But nonetheless, it is your friendship with Mel and whether or not Mel still wants to entertain you or not. And we will go from there. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.